Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video today. We'll be talking about how to tell that your consciousness is shifting. How to know that your consciousness is shifting and you are actually ascending to a greater level of being. So often when I'm talking to people, I'm always happy to see their progress in awareness. How many people are becoming more and more aware during these times of crisis. It's nothing better than taking time for ourselves and recognizing what is not serving us anymore so we can become more of who we are meant to be. And we start doing that decluttering. We start decluttering our minds, as we've been talking in the previous video. We start recognizing what kind of emotions are actually lowering down our vibration so we can't truly express our authenticity, our creative force. And that's where we recognize that we need to change something. We need to recognize what kind of habits are actually blocking us. Like, what is pulling us back? What are the anchors that are holding us in the past so we can't fully emerge as who we want to be? So the first sign that you can recognize that your consciousness is shifting is that you've started to walk a different path in life. You've started to walk a different path in life because you've noticed that most of the things you've been doing before were not for your greater good. You've been hypnotized to do certain things, to be certain way, to act certain way, to think certain way, and suddenly you've realized that this is not who you are. And you've started to feel there's more to life. I want to feel more alive. I want to do more things which brings life to me. Which gives me that feeling of joy, of inner harmony. How often we truly do something which brings us that inner harmony. For example, when we help somebody, when we take care of the nature, when we do something we love, when we take time for ourselves, when we do something spontaneously, right? We've been hypnotized to plan everything, to write to-do lists and all of that. And not that there's something wrong with it, but we also need to be spontaneous. How often it happens that you wrote a plan how your day should go, but then something happened and it destroyed your plan. Like, something happened where you needed to do things completely differently and your mood has shifted completely into a negative state. Like, oh, my plan is destroyed and now I don't know what to do, and now I'm in that victim state, and so on. So once we realize that life is all about making a balance between organizing ourselves and being spontaneous, a balance between working and doing nothing, a balance between expressing ourselves and being quiet, a balance between meditating and meeting our true selves and elevating our energy to the point where we feel completely one with life, and then embodying that state in our daily life. It's all about finding that balance between one and another so we can get back to unity, back to oneness, where we recognize that there is no duality. When there is no duality, there is no polarity as well, so everything becomes one. And we embody that oneness, and suddenly we feel like life is great, right? Life is a beautiful journey or a beautiful story. So if you've recognized that you've started to walk a different path in your life, it's a great sign that your consciousness is shifting. Maybe you've completely changed your hobbies. Maybe you've completely changed your diet or the way you're treating your body. Maybe you've completely changed your behaviors towards anything. Somebody is mean to you and you just walk away a little bit and you ask yourself, well, what kind of energy I'm still projecting that those things are happening to me? Because you've realized that once you've started changing yourself, the way that you've started changing your energy, it means that you've started changing the way you think and the way you feel. You've recognized that events in your life are happening in a completely new way. New synchronicities, more kind people are finding you, more love is finding you, more joy and more abundance is finding you. You've started to see that, the things which were bothering you in the past are not bothering you anymore. And that's a beautiful realization, right? So often we forget about, we are not reflecting so much of the moments of our lives where we can recognize that we've actually changed ourselves and that our reality is slowly changing. And once we start reflecting those moments, we experience more gratitude than ever before, because we recognize that actually we are ascending, actually we are becoming more self-aware, actually we are feeling more alive than ever before, than 1 year ago, than 2 years ago, whatever. We feel more alive. And it's all a process. The second sign that you can recognize that your consciousness is shifting is that you don't fit into how you used to live. As I said before, maybe you feel like, or you felt like you need to change your diet, or you need to change the way you're treating your body, the way you are treating your mind. Mind is our creative tool, or it can be just a sponge which is affected by everything that happens around us. We have a free will and we can decide what will we do with our minds. Most people are just reacting towards environment because they don't know how to be better than environment. But once we recognize that we want to be better, if we want to make changes in our environment, we want to be better than environment, so we can start manifesting more of that, so we can start generating more of that new energy, so we can become examples of that greater state of being. And that's where we become more creative. And we start not looking up to something, but we start following our greater ideas, which are telling to us what can we actually do to make the certain circumstances better, to help people to wake up to that realization, to help people to raise their energy, to show them maybe a way that it's possible to feel better, that it's possible to be more joyful, and so on. So if you don't fit into how you used to live, it means that your consciousness is shifting, and it's not often a beautiful experience. Sometimes it's painful because we are losing, huge parts of our whole identity. It feels like we are losing something, and we are losing people sometimes. Sometimes some things are falling away from our lives, and those things are always falling away so they can make a space for the new things. So when it is happening to you, if it is happening maybe right now, just embrace it and express gratitude for it. And when times will be hard for you, just relax, just slow down and reflect the changes that you've already created. Reflect the changes and then connect with something which can uplift you. For me, it's nature, and it's something where I can be creative. Every time we are creative, we are present. So more we are creative, more we become present in our lives. And it's a beautiful gift we can give to our bodies to be more present, so we are less stressed. And that's amazing, my friends. The third sign that your consciousness is shifting is that your empathy is rising. Do you feel more empathic towards your environment? Maybe you feel like you're sensing more energies than ever before. Maybe you feel like You are more sensible to your environment. And for some people, they would say it's a bad thing because now they sense the pain of others, now they sense the fear of others, now they sense the anger and frustration of others. And of course we sense that. And we need to sense that in order to heal it. Like, what is happening if we would not sense any of that? We would not be aware of what kind of impact we are doing on the environment. And we can see where we are right now because of the lack of empathy. So empathy is a great thing, but we need to learn to use it in a right way. Do not be a victim of your senses. You know, use your senses for a greater good, for healing, for making changes that you wish to see. Not forcing anything, but just going with the feelings. You know, sometimes we feel emotionally drained because we've exposed too much of ourselves to what is not serving us. Sometimes we feel mentally drained because we are overthinking the things we can't control. So it's all about mastering our thoughts and emotions. It's all about mastering our mind and body. And to master ourselves, it takes time. So take time with that. Be patient with yourself. Be your greatest friend. And every single day, remind yourself of your inner greatness. Remind yourself that you are a work in progress. That things will not happen overnight, but you can always get back into your center and try to stay there as long as you can, even through the day. Try to stay in your center and generate that energy of abundance, of love, of joy, of care, of abundance during the day. Every time when you get back to yourself, generate that energy again. How abundance feels like, how love feels like, how joy feels like, how greatness feels like. Just remind yourself of that. And you will see habits are developed by consistent repetition of same actions, which means that if you want to make that inner greatness, that inner state of abundance, inner state of love, your natural state, you need to be consistent with being aware of that, with being plugged to those energies. So if you feel like your empathy is rising, it's a great sign that your consciousness is shifting. The fourth sign, as I mentioned before, is that you're becoming more creative. You're becoming more creative because creativity is a language of life. You know, everything is a creation created by the source, however we want to explain it. And we are all an extension of that source. So we are all the creators and our job is to create. So what we see around us is the misuse of that creative force. We didn't know in the past how to use that creative force to make beauty on the world. So we used it in a wrong way, and we can all change it because we all have the power of creative expression. The way to make a way to make more beauty on the world is firstly to find a beauty within you, then to see a beauty all around you, and then to bring more that inner beauty to the outer world. So you can align your energy with that energy of creation, where the will of creation will become your will and you will start expressing it. If you're wondering like how to do that, how to align my energy with the energy of creation, again, you just slow down. For example, you go into meditation and you just connect yourself with your inner light. You can imagine like in the center of your heart, the light is expanding. And just feel it, just become aware of it, be present with it. And become aware how do you feel while you're becoming more present of it. That's the energy of creation, the light. That's what is awakening within you. And if you become more and more and more conscious and aware of it, soon it will become your state of being. And once it becomes your state of being, you need to express it. And suddenly, maybe, like, everybody can experience it a bit differently, but for me it always happens the way that I receive a vision for a painting, I receive an idea for a video, I receive an idea to do something. And if I will do it, I will become even more connected to it, because it's like the universe is always supporting you when you start taking actions with those great ideas. As in one of my videos I mentioned that you've been chosen one from the universe to make it happen, because you have the right ideas, you have the right talents to make those things happen. But if you ignore it, you will unplug yourself from that great force, and suddenly you will not feel that creative energy anymore. So when we sense it, we need to express it. That's our job. And in order to sense it, in order to plug ourselves back to that creative flow, we just need to become aware of the source of creation within us. So focus on your heart, as I said before. Imagine that the light is expanding, and you will feel that slowly you are becoming more and more and more connected to it. So eventually you will become more guided by your heart and less by your mind. The fifth sign that your consciousness is shifting is that you are becoming a leader of your life. You don't care anymore of any kind of a leader on the world, because now your mission is to become a leader of your life. You've probably realized nobody will change your life for you, right? So we can't look up to somebody and wait that that person will change our life. So our mission is to lead our lives, because we have a free will. With free will, we can do whatever we want. We can do nothing and be lazy and just waste our time and energy, or we can lead our lives into the ways or into the directions where we want to be, how we see ourselves. And while walking that path of the soul, we'll become more and more and more aware of the reasons and answers why we came here at the first place. So if you're feeling like you're becoming a leader of your life, and you're like educating yourself how to be a leader, how to be more self-aware, so I can recognize what is that voice which is guiding me, and so on, your consciousness is shifting. The sixth sign is that you are naturally radiating peace to others. Right? Like, it's not a forceful thing to do anymore. It's not like you're getting angry and you're forcing yourself, oh, I need to think about peace. No, it's getting natural. It's getting natural because you're becoming more natural. Like, what is inner nature? What is a natural state? I always say that to you. It's inner peace, inner joy, inner love, inner creativity, abundance. It's all you. So if radiating peace and harmony is becoming like a natural thing to do, you are becoming more connected with nature, your inner nature. You are becoming more natural. So cherish that, celebrate that, be grateful for that, because that's a huge, huge upgrade of your consciousness, truly. The seventh thing that your consciousness is shifting, symptom or a sign, however we want to call it, is that you've started to do anything purposefully. How important is that? How often we found ourselves just wasting our time, watching TV because we are bored, and scrolling on social media because we don't know what to do, and just wasting our time. How often we've done that. But at some point we've recognized, well, I'm here for a reason. I want to feel like I'm here for a reason. I want to feel like the life is truly moving through me. and I want to do something with that. And suddenly we start asking ourselves, what kind of purpose I want to create? So every single day I will wake up inspired. If you've done that, or you're doing it right now, you may find a huge difference in your energy body. You may feel like you feel driven by something bigger than you. What is purpose? It's like a meaning we give to the things we are doing, a greater meaning. There's a difference between a purpose and a mission. A mission is like why we've come here at the first place. For example, your mission can be to wake people up or to help people to heal. And your purpose is then finding a way how to initiate that. Like right now it can be through writing a book. My purpose right now is writing a book because through book I can provide people the right information so they can heal themselves. Mission is always staying the same, but purpose can change. Right now my purpose is writing a book, or right now my purpose is filming videos so I can build a community. So once I will have the community, we will together be able to exchange our knowledge, our experiences, and so on. So the mission is building a community, and the purpose right now is filming videos. So you see, purpose can change, but if we do everything purposefully, we do everything with a greater meaning. And that's where we start valuing our energy more, our actions more, our bodies more, our minds more. That's where we start valuing truly ourselves more. And when we start valuing ourselves more, we start nurturing ourselves better, because you can imagine like how you're nurturing the things which are more expensive in your life. You're treating them truly carefully. And that's how you start treating yourself carefully. You're not watching things which are bringing which are lowering you down. You're not listening to something which is not helpful to you. And doesn't mean that you're ignoring things, but you're not reacting towards the things anymore, because you just know that it's not worth to waste your energy for the things which are not beneficial for your expansion, for your evolution. So my friends, this is it for today. I hope it can help you to recognize some of your shifts that you're going through right now. And remember that whatever is happening in your life when it comes to shifting your consciousness, sometimes it's a beautiful process, sometimes it's a painful process, but remember that as long as you're walking forward, you're doing a great shift for yourself. So have a beautiful day. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting, and thanks to all of you for supporting my art in my Etsy shop. You are all truly appreciated. Till next time, one love.